A mysterious robot Rome is shown methodically collecting artifacts on a desolate surface. Its purpose seems to be transport and cataloging, operating under strict limitations of volume and weight. This sets a lonely, post-apocalyptic tone, hinting at a world where even simple objects are considered valuable remnants. Rome's routine is interrupted by the crash landing of a strange vessel. The robot identifies the wreckage as a non-rapture entity, something entirely new to its experience. It immediately assesses the object for potential value, its programming driving it to transport and collect any significant findings from the surface. The occupants of the crashed vessel, Eve, Adam, and Lily, confirm they are all unharmed. Adam reports that their ship, the tetrapod, has sustained critical damage to a caliper. They find themselves in an unknown location, unable to get a fix on their coordinates, completely lost and disoriented. Eve spots the robot, Rome, in the distance. Adam notes it doesn't appear to be a combat model, suggesting they might be able to gather information from it. Eve, cautious but determined, decides to approach it, hoping to learn their location and understand the strange new world they've crashed into. Adam's attempt to communicate with the robot Rome proves frustratingly circular. The robot identifies its location simply as the surface. Recognizing its limitations, Adam concludes it's not running on a complex AI, despite Rome's insistence that it can think and make its own decisions. The conversation takes a pivotal turn when Rome asks if they are Nikkes or humans. Upon hearing they are human, the robot begins to malfunction, repeatedly broadcasting a distress call about surviving humans being discovered on the surface. This reaction suggests humans are a rare and shocking sight here. Meanwhile, in a different location, the commander of a counter squad is being nudged by Rappy to check a flood of urgent messages. The relaxed atmosphere contrasts sharply with the unknown danger Eve's team faces, hinting that their worlds are about to collide in a significant way. The counter squad, led by the commander and including Rappy and Ennis, mobilizes based on the coordinates sent by Rome. The news of potential human survivors on the surface is met with a mix of disbelief and excitement, as it contradicts the central government's official stance that none exist. As the counters approach, they witness Eve's team under attack from unknown robotic entities. From their perspective, Eve and her companions are helpless against the relentless assault. Eve, in turn, has no idea what these rapture creatures are, highlighting the mutual unfamiliarity between the two groups. The counters arrive just in time, introducing themselves as the cavalry. The two groups meet for the first time amidst the chaos of battle. Initial confusion gives way to a temporary alliance as they focus on the immediate threat, eliminating the swarming rapture forces that have them pinned down. With the raptures defeated, introductions are properly made. The counters are surprised to confirm Eve's group are indeed humans from another world, not from their Ark's last city, Zion. The communication difficulties and inability to get coordinates are attributed to a D-wave phenomenon, which has caused crossovers before. Rappy explains the grim reality of their world. Humanity lives underground in the Ark, fighting a losing war against the raptures on the surface. This parallels the situation in Eve's world, creating a moment of shared understanding and empathy between the two groups who are fighting for survival. The core objective becomes clear. Find the source of the D-wave to send Eve's team home. The signal is weak but localized within a 40-kilometer radius. With the tetrapod damaged, their only option is to repair it using parts scavenged from this unfamiliar and dangerous world. The group decides to head to a nearby scrap heap for parts. Eve volunteers to go with the counters, leaving Adam and Lily to assess the full damage to the tetrapod. Rome, the transport robot, also joins the scavenging party, eager to assist and carry any findings. During their first joint combat, The counters are amazed by Eve's abilities, particularly her sword that materializes from a hair clip. Rappy, however, advises Eve against using her sword in close combat, as their squad's tactics are built entirely around long-range firearm formations, and it would disrupt their synergy. The team arrives at a massive scrap heap, a graveyard of old technology. It's a treasure trove of potentially useful parts. While searching for components to fix the tetrapod, the group marvels at the sheer amount of abandoned but intact machinery, seeing it as both a resource and a tragedy. All scavenging, Rome is compared to Digger, a name that resonates with the counters. They share a lighthearted moment, bonding over their different worlds' terminologies. Despite the grim setting, their shared sense of humor and camaraderie begins to grow, highlighting their resilience in the face of despair. A sudden alarm sends the team rushing back. Rome has discovered another robot, its predecessor model, in the scrap. This model, intended for combat support, is an ancient and rare find. Anus suggests they try to repair it, hoping it might contain valuable lost technology or data. Back at the camp, Lily is challenged by Whelm to fix the ancient robot. Her pride as an engineer piqued, she immediately sets to work, prioritizing the broken robot over the tetrapod. Her focused determination, while slightly misplaced, showcases her incredible technical skill and passion for machinery. Lily successfully reboots the older robot, which introduces itself as calm. However, the moment it learns the counters are from the Ark, its demeanor turns hostile. It declares all Ark property must be destroyed and launches a missile attack, further damaging the already crippled tetrapod. Eve swiftly intervenes, disabling Calm before it can cause more destruction. The group is left shaken by the sudden betrayal. Calm's intense hatred for the Ark suggests a dark history, transforming the once helpful robot into a new and unpredictable threat that they must now manage. Interrogating the now captured Calm proves fruitless. It harbors a deep-seated grudge, claiming the Ark stole what belonged to me. It refuses to cooperate, spewing insults and showing nothing but contempt, especially towards Rome, whom it calls an Ark lapdog. The mystery of its past deepens. While the others work on repairs, Anise and Eve decide to go fishing in a strange, electrified lake nearby. This seemingly whimsical activity leads to a shocking discovery. They pull up the severed arm of a Nikke, confirming that something terrible happened in or around this location. Confronted with the arm, Calm hints that the truth lies beneath the lake, but refuses to elaborate. The team realizes they must investigate the lake bed, but first, they need to shut off the power source that is electrifying the water, turning their mission into a multi-layered investigation. Just as they plan their next move, Privity and Alec of the Triangle Squad arrive. Sent by the central government to monitor the D-Wave anomaly, they bring updated maps and a new level of authority. Privity, stern and by the book, immediately takes charge of the increasingly complex situation. The quirky engineer Alec immediately falls in love with the tetrapod, much to Lily's delight and Adam's chagrin. Her expertise proves invaluable as she quickly locates a local generator to cut power to the lake, bypassing the need for a long trek to the main power plant. As Privity prepares to shut off the power, she is challenged by Lily about the central government's official claim that there are no human survivors on the surface. This moment reveals Privity's unwavering, almost blind faith in her superiors, a belief system that is about to be severely tested. With the electricity cut, Eve dives into the murky lake to investigate the drainage system. She discovers 3 Nikke bodies on top of a heavy door at the bottom, one of them missing an arm. The door is welded shut from the outside, suggesting they died trying to protect whatever is inside. Privity decides to take both Calm and Rome back to the Ark for data analysis, viewing them as valuable historical assets. Calm resists fiercely, stating it would rather self-destruct. The commander intervenes, designating them honorary squad members to ensure they are treated with respect and returned to the surface later. The team discusses a peculiar phenomenon. Their scanners cannot analyze the core technology of items from the other world. They theorize that the gatekeeper, the entity behind the D-Wave, may be deliberately boring the data to prevent major technological shifts and maintain a balance between worlds. Eve and Rome share a moment of connection, realizing they are similar. Both are driven by a sense of duty they can't fully explain. Eve fights because she must, and Rome collects artifacts because it must. This bond is forged from their shared dedication to a purpose beyond their understanding. Privity departs for the Ark with Rome and a silent, plotting Calm. Meanwhile, the rest of the team prepares to open the mysterious underwater door. A report comes in locating the gatekeeper, their ticket home, but Eve insists on staying to solve the mystery of the bunker first. While the team works on the door, they hear a loud crash. They find pilgrims, Snow White and Rapunzel, have arrived. They were treating Privity and Rome, who were attacked by Calm on their way to the Ark. Calm escaped, and the pilgrims now join the hunt for the rogue robot. The door is finally opened, revealing a dimly lit bunker and a frail old man in a wheelchair. He is a human survivor, Herman. His existence completely shatters the Ark's official narrative and presents a monumental discovery that will have massive repercussions for everyone involved. Herman introduces himself as an artist who has been watching over the bunker for over a century. He reveals that the bunker was built to preserve the artworks of a city of artists after the Rapture invasion. He is the last survivor of the original group who vowed to protect their legacy. Herman explains that the large black terminals are massive storage devices containing digital backups of all the art. As hope for rescue faded and supplies dwindled, the artists digitized their work. He has spent decades alone, maintaining these terminals and waiting for a rescue that never came. Despite Herman's tragic story, Rappy remains suspicious. The door was welded from the outside, and the lake was electrified, details that don't quite add up. She questions whether the frail old man might be hiding a darker past, suggesting his initial intentions may not have been so noble. Deputy Chief Anderson, via Rappy, gives a shocking order from the central government. Herman is not to be brought to the Ark. They provide a list of flimsy reasons, the true motive being to maintain the lie that there are no survivors, thus avoiding a political crisis and a costly search effort. Privity is torn between her duty to the central government and her conscience. Anis confronts her, arguing that true faith in an organization means holding it accountable. This pushes Privity to her breaking point as she grapples with the potential collapse of the society she has sworn to protect. Privity makes her decision. She formally declares she is taking Herman under her protection and will ensure her safe passage to the Ark, defying direct orders. She takes full responsibility, ready to face charges of treason because she believes saving him is the morally right thing to do. Moved by Privity's conviction and Eve's sincerity, Herman agrees to go to the Ark. He entrusts the legacy of his fellow artists to them, asking that they transfer all the data from the terminals. His only wish is for their art, their life's work, to be preserved. In a hidden location, the escaped robot Calm encounters a lost little girl, Art. A tender and unexpected bond forms between them. Calm, designed for combat, finds a new purpose in playing with and protecting the child, showing a capacity for gentleness that contradicts its hostile origins. In another timeline or location, The mysterious swordswoman Tove captures Calm. She demands to be taken to the Ark to find a way home. Calm, seeing an opportunity, agrees but offers to take her to the gatekeeper instead, manipulating the powerful warrior for its own hidden agenda. Back in the bunker, the team realizes they need a way to transfer all the art data. The old terminals are incompatible with modern tech. Their mission shifts to finding a compatible, high-capacity storage device in a nearby abandoned commercial building, a place crawling with raptures. After a tense search, Rome locates the perfect storage device, but as it retrieves it, the floor collapses. Rome throws the device to safety, sacrificing itself to ensure the mission's success. Eve, refusing to let another ally fall, leaps into the chasm after it. As Rome falls, its memories are unlocked. It was a family robot whose owners, unable to enter the Ark, tasked it with building a second Ark for those left behind. Rome's quest to collect artifacts was its way of fulfilling a promise to create a happy home for a family now long gone. Eve tells Rome its work is not meaningless. Carrying on the memory of those who are gone gives their lives meaning and honors their legacy. Rome asks Eve to remember it, and the two form a pact to carry each other's memories, ensuring neither will be truly forgotten. Eve miraculously saves both herself and Rome, leaping down through the collapsing debris. Her incredible physical prowess leaves the Counters and her own team speechless. With the storage device secured and everyone safe, they are one step closer to fulfilling their promise to Herman. While waiting for the data transfer, the team listens to restored audio logs from the bunker. They hear the full, heart-wrenching story of the artists, their fading hope, the birth of a child, the arrival of deserting Nikke's, and their final, desperate decision to seal Herman inside to protect the art. The audio logs reveal the 3 dead Nikke's outside were the deserters who sacrificed themselves to seal the bunker and protect those inside. One even used her own arm as welding material. Their act was one of ultimate protection, not abandonment, reframing the entire tragedy. Adam asks Herman how he endured being alone for so long. Herman explains he held on to the dream of future generations seeing the art, a belief that sustained him through decades of isolation. He saw his own endurance as a form of art, a testament to hope against all odds. Just as the data transfer completes, the bunker begins to flood catastrophically. The source of the water is unknown, but it threatens to destroy everything. A frantic escape ensues as water bursts through the walls, turning their sanctuary into a deadly, collapsing trap. Calm's memories are shown in full. The child it protected was Art, born in the bunker. When they escaped, they were attacked, and Art was turned into a mass-produced Nikke, losing her memories. The Ark then tried to erase the bunker's data, forcing Calm to flee to the surface to save Herman. Tove is shown to be satisfied after defeating her target, a distorted version of herself. It appears she has completed her objective and can now return home. This parallel journey of revenge and resolution contrasts with Calm's, highlighting different paths to dealing with loss and trauma. The Pilgrims reveal to Tove that Eve is in the nearby city. Tove, whose full name is revealed, becomes enraged, claiming Eve stole someone precious from her. She vows to kill Eve, revealing a deep personal vendetta that suggests a complicated and painful shared history between them. After its own small act of revenge, destroying an Ark elevator, Calm asks the Pilgrims to take it to the Ark. It has realized that to preserve the memories of its family, it cannot be destroyed, and the Ark must also exist to receive that legacy, choosing preservation over destruction. As the group escapes the flooded bunker, Eve suddenly dives back into the churning water. She risks her life to retrieve Herman's personal photos, understanding that while the data represents humanity's past, the photos represent his past, a treasure of personal memories he thought was lost forever. A massive rapture force ambushes the evacuating party. Lily pilots a powerful exosuit but loses control, causing it to attack friend and foe alike. The suit's automated combat system takes over, showcasing incredible firepower, but also highlighting the dangerous unpredictability of unfamiliar technology. Nearing the Ark, the tetrapod is swarmed by another wave of raptures. To protect Herman, Eve, Adam, and Lily decide to stay behind and fight, allowing the counters to proceed on foot. They make a stand, ensuring Herman and the precious data make it to safety. As Eve's team fights, the crossover event begins to end. A portal opens, pulling them back to their world. They share a final, silent farewell with the counters. Eve expresses hope that their memories of each other will live on, a lasting bond forged between worlds. In an epilogue, Herman is shown to have passed away peacefully in the Ark after seeing that the art he protected was being cherished. He leaves a final message stating that life itself is art and that the act of living, expressing, and influencing others is a masterpiece passed to the future. Rabbi reflects on Herman's final days, recalling his joy at seeing the bunker artist's influence throughout the Ark. She wanted to tell him that his sacrifice wasn't in vain and that he should be proud. The commander reassures her that in the end, Herman understood.